This is the summary created from the video. Lecture 39 AWT Programming. Core Java programming can be broadly classified into three categories: core, applet, and AWT. AWT and applet programming are also called graphics-oriented or window-based programming. In window-based programming, developers create windows to interact with users and programs. There is a key difference between applet and AWT programming. While applets are executed through web browsers, they face restrictions like the inability to write to disk, read arbitrary memory, or establish connections. On the other hand, AWT is graphics or window-based programming without browser requirements, allowing full system access like core programs. AWT provides toolkits and packages for graphics, components, images, layout management, and event handling. In AWT, the component class is the base class with subclasses like button, checkbox, choice, and frame. These subclasses represent GUI elements for creating software interfaces. The component class has methods like add, set size, set layout, and set visible for customizing the components. These methods allow adding components, resizing, setting layouts, and controlling visibility. An example demonstrates creating a frame using the AWT toolkit and setting it as visible. Frames are containers that hold GUI components like buttons, checkboxes, and scroll bars. They have a title bar, minimizer, maximizer, close buttons, and a title indicating the application. The AWT package defines the frame class, a subclass of component, with various constructors. Frames have methods to set properties like title, size, background color, and visibility. A program demonstrates creating a 500x500 blue frame titled an example frame. Panel and frame are both container classes with constructors and methods to customize them. While frame has a title bar, panel does not, and it can be included within a frame. To create a panel, instantiate it, customize its properties, then add it to a frame. Properties like size, background, and layout for both frame and panel can be controlled via methods. Containers like applets can include nested frames and panels for complex GUI layouts. In AWT, the appearance, label, and design of a button can be customized by invoking methods from the component class. To create a button on a frame, instantiate a button with a label, set its bounds using setBounds, YH, and add it to the frame using the add method. A button can extend a frame or be added to a container like a panel. In an applet, extend the applet class, create button instances, and add them to the applet using the add method. Other GUI components like checkboxes can be added similarly to create the desired UI. Checkboxes in a graphical user interface allow users to select or deselect options. Creating checkboxes involves instantiating them using classes and constructors and customizing their properties using methods. An example demonstrates adding two checkboxes labeled as CCs and Java to a frame. Steps include setting the default selection, adding the checkboxes to the frame, and resizing the frame to accommodate them. The concept of labels and their usage for displaying text in an applet is also introduced. The label class in AWT allows displaying text or strings on the screen via floating windows. It has three constructors and several methods for customization. An example demonstrates creating two labels, L1, L2, within a frame. The labels are positioned and sized using the setBounds method, which specifies their location and dimensions. The final step involves adding the labels to the frame and displaying it. In AWT, a frame can be created and labels added to it using respective methods. Similarly, a text field appears like a text entry area. The text field class inherits from the component class, has three constructors, and various methods. A demo shows creating two text field instances, T1 and T2, and setting their size and location using the setBounds method. This method is used to place components and set their dimensions within a container. After adding the components, the frame is made visible, demonstrating the text fields in action. The textarea class in AWT allows displaying long, multi-line text with automatic scroll bars. It is a class with a constructor and methods to customize its functionality. An example shows creating a textarea object, setting its bounds, adding it to a frame, and resizing the frame to display it. The setText and getText methods can be used to modify and retrieve the content of the text area. This provides a convenient way to handle and present larger text inputs or outputs. A list in AWT is a GUI component that displays elements similar to a text area, which can be scrolled and selected. The list class has a constructor and methods, and an example demonstrates creating a list with 3 items. Initially, the list is created with 5 items, but only 3 are loaded, leaving 2 blank. The 3 items are added to the list, which is then added to a frame and displayed on the screen. This illustrates how a list GUI component can be created and populated with items. The choice class in AWT is similar to the list class, displaying options for the user to select. Initially, the choice shows one option, and clicking it reveals all available options. Hovering over an option selects it, and the selected option is displayed in the choice field. The choice class in AWT has one constructor method. An example demonstrates creating a choice with 5 options, adding them to the choice, and then adding the choice to a frame. In AWT, a scroll bar can be either vertical or horizontal, with settings for the visibility portion and scroll range. It has properties like width, height, and others that can be customized. The scrollbar class in the AWT package has 3 constructors and methods for instantiation. An example shows how to create horizontal and vertical scrollbars using different constructors. A scrollbar can be added to a frame and customized with size, visibility, and range settings. In summary, AWT provides UI toolkits for graphics or window-based programming. While applets can face restrictions like file system or network access, AWT components like buttons, frames, and panels allow customizing UI elements. Frames are containers with title bars, buttons, and nested panels. GUI components like buttons and checkboxes can be positioned and sized. The text area supports multi-line text display with auto scrollbars. List and choice display selectable options and can be scrollable. Finally, scrollbars allow setting the visibility portion and scroll range. Please stay tuned for more summary videos.